Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're gonna play Affinity. In the Aetherdrift release, we got a few Affinity for artifact cards, like the Memory Guardian and the Voyage Home. And the idea of this deck is that we're gonna have a bunch of cheap artifacts, and then we can cheat out a 3/4 flyer, which in standard is not nothing. And then if we happen to miss out on cards, well, Voyage Home can help us get a bunch of cards that way as well. Now, the reason why we can do that is because there is a Leyline in the standard that it's also an artifact. So a Leyline Axe give us a quote-unquote 0-mana artifact in the early game. Along with that, we have cards like Nesting Bots, Novice Inspector, Spyglass Sirens. These are cards that can give us, our artifacts that help us get the affinity that we need to play Memory Guardian, maybe on turn 3 for 1 mana. And that is what helps this deck kind of get over the hump about the current aggressive shake that Standard has. That being said, though, it does require us to put a bunch of one-drop artifacts in our deck, and there really isn't that many. So we have to get ones that are impactful enough on the board so that the Memory Guardian can kind of pressure them to lethal damage. So we have to make a sort of a Leyline Zoetic Glyph, the case of the Falcon shell, that already works. But Arena, or I should say there is another card on Aetherdrift in Arena that does make this deck better, and that's Mendicant Core. Mendicant Core starts our engine, and his power is equal to the number of artifacts we control. Not toughness, just power, so unfortunately still dies to Nowhere to Run. That's awful, but at the very least, right, against any deck that's not running Nowhere to Run, Mendicant Core can be another beast stick. So this is not the ultimate win con of the deck, but it is a card in the deck that could help us, especially with a double striking, trampling Leyline Axe. So the idea is on turn 0, let's get a Leyline Axe out, and then on turn 1, we have 4 Nesting Bot, 4 Novice Inspector, 4 Spyglass Siren, and 2 Case of the Filched Falcon. So instead of 12 1-drops, we actually have 14 1-drops that we want to play on turn 1. Turn 2, we have Mendicant Core, Mendicant Core, which help us buff the board, and if not that, so maybe 2 1-drops. Turn 3, we're going to have our Memory Guardian. Most likely by turn 3, it will cost less than 5 mana. Hopefully, less than 3 mana to cast. So if you have Leyline Axe, turn 0, Nesting Bot or Novice Inspector, any of these turn 2, or turn 1, and then Mendicant on turn 2, then that's 3 artifacts at the very least, which will make this a 2 mana to play. But if you have 2 1-drops on turn 2, on turn 3, this will only be 1 mana to play. So normally we'll be able to play our Memory Guardian by turn 3, if not even turn 2 if we have multiple Leyline Axe in the opener. We can also have Zoetic Glyphs on turn 3, which will turn one of those artifacts into a 5/4, or nothing else, and we have nothing better to do. We can also Voyage Home on turn 3 to draw 3 cards and gain 3 life. It's weird to have sort of this kind of tempo along with card draw on a affinity deck. Now, back in the days we had Thoughtcast, and Thoughtcast is way better than Voyage Home, of course, but it's still pretty good in standard if we're able to get Voyage Home. And then, of course, we have our interaction plays, 3 Dusk Reliquary, and 2 Shelter by Ghosts for removal. The funny thing about this deck is that, well, the Dusk Reliquary obviously synergizes with the deck because it is an artifact, but the Shelter by Ghosts is not, right? The Shelter by Ghosts is there to give us lifelink. Currently, there's so much aggro in the standard metagame that having a little bit of lifelink can get us a long way. And you might think that Voyage Home is lifelink, but it's not good enough. It's 3 life. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to help us against those flinging rat decks that does like 30 damage in a turn. So Shelter by Ghost can do that, right? We can remove one of their cards, and if we put that on Mendicant, that's a lot of life. And if we can equip a Leyline Axe onto that, that's even more life. That's an insane amount of life. Or at least that's what we hope to do. So then the land base, obviously, for an aggro deck, we're going to go really short, 22 lands. We have 5 plains, 4 island, 4 Adarkar Wastes, 4 Floodfarm Verge, 4 Seachrome Coast, and 1 Mirrex. Now, in earlier version of the deck, I used to run, instead of the Shelter by Ghost, I used to run the Sky Ship, so hovercraft, hover something. This one, the Unidentified Hover Ship. And that was the removal that I wanted to use, but it's not very good. It is an artifact, but it costs 3 mana, which this deck kind of struggles to get. you know, we can get to 3 mana, but you don't want to spend a whole turn on that just removing a creature. And it says remove target creature with toughness 5 or less, and that is a tall ask to ask for nowadays, because you know those freaking rats are like 10/10. So yeah, the hover ship is not as good as Shelter by Ghost, just because an artifact does give our affinity. By casting 3 mana artifact, the affinity doesn't even matter anymore. So yeah, I think Shelter by Ghost is better, and to give us the lifelink that we need. Another thing that I kind of had to replace is the lands. I used to run an Anchorage. I used to run a Restless Anchorage. Just one, because I thought, hey, you know, I could use a man land in case our opponent does board wipes. That was an awful idea. Arena really sucks at this, and hopefully you haven't met that kind of trouble as well. But basically, I have one Anchorage, and it's always in my opening hand, and you know, I don't want an Anchorage in my opening hand. That slows this deck down. It wants to be on the, it wants to be able to play all the spells. Every deck wants to be on the play, but it wants to be able to play spells earlier on. So that's why the only lands in this deck are lands that come into play untapped in the early games. Very important. So that's why we don't even have any surveil lands. All we have is basic lands and ping lands and you know fast lands and check lands to make sure. Verges are kind of check lands. Only lands that make sure that they can cast spells as soon as they come in. So that's the idea. Now let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is Raul BF77. Alright, a hand with actual 1-drops. I did not think that was possible. I mean, I did put them in the deck, but usually they don't show up in my opener. Okay. Hi. The blue. Yay. The Stormchaser's Talon. You'll bounce my stuff? Then I shall inspect what you are doing. Alright, the Azorius bounce. No, I'm not gonna bounce. Wow, that aggressive. Okay, cool. Do we Mana Core? Mendicant? I don't think so. Mendicant's kind of no bueno here. Let's just solve this. We got our artifacts online. It costs, what, 3 to make a 4/4? It's not even that great. 4/4 flyer. Then it just gets bounced. Nurturing Pixie. What is he going to bounce? Stormchaser's Talon. Okay. Does he just have a bunch of those? Is that what's going on? I played this, I get a map token, right? This is not great, so... Do I need to play a map token or just let the Meta Core out? Meta Core is 2 threats. Along with this flyer. Now there's 2 threats. And my Voyage Home costs 2, so that can gain me 3 life. Stormchaser's Talons. Yeah, the trick against this deck is a bunch of white weenies. Obviously, I'm not getting there, but maybe I'll get there. Bounce the Talent. Sure. Play it again. Yeah. Bunch of otters. You want to trade? I'll trade you. He does want to trade. No. No, he's a coward. Yes, no, yes, maybe. The pair. I mean, it's a decision, right? I don't think that's a good decision, but I will trade with him. He didn't trade. Alright, so if he doesn't trade, do we Glyph here? I don't think so, right? Glyph makes a 4/4 attacks. Then what do I get out of that? It's just Voyage Home. Maybe I'll draw a land. If I don't draw a land, what do I do? Nesting Bot? I do draw land. That's pretty good. Alright, so we get the... Get the Spyglass Siren going, I think. I'll also get a Nesting Bog going. And then we'll attack in the air. You can kill the Mendicant Core. I think he thinks the Mendicant Core is my main win con, but it's really just a beast stick here. I have a lot more value. Not really in hand, but just altogether, right? The case is another 4/4. Zoetic Glyph is a 5/4 with Discover. If he makes me discard, I got a bunch of fodders I can discard. So, we're okay. He has a double block. Yep. Because the Mendicant Core is just going to die to... Oh, no, I thought to put that first. Maybe I flipped it. Yeah, it's just going to die to like a bounce. Or no, a shelter. Or it's going to lose its effect on a bounce. So no point in trying to keep that as my win con. You can get this town ain't big enough back on the Storm Chaser's talent. He has that. Which means that I gotta get the glyph going quickly. Maybe? Not sure. Kaito. Okay. He's gonna tap down my Guardian?
Don't worry, Pom-Pom-chan. I've got this.
Alright. He probably taps on the Guardian, which means his Kaito doesn't have a good survival rate on board. Do I double block? Or did I just try to kill Kaito? Oh, he's gonna... That's interesting. Right? Double attack? If he double attacks, I can kill Kaito. He no attacks. No attacks is interesting, because I can just do this. Hold on a second. So I want to play and see if there's a stick. Does not feel like there was a stick, right? This didn't come into battle this turn, so no Summoning Sickness. Don't get that wrong. Alright, we'll kill Kaito. This attacks your face. Nesting Ball can hold back as a blocker. No, Nesting Ball can attack too. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna block.
Fine. I'll make a new plan.
I like to hold this for a Nightmare, but honestly, if he had a Nightmare, he would have played it. So, let's get this thing going. Alright, now I can get this town. And bounce the Falcon. It's not that great if he bounced the Falcon. Double attack, huh? I double block, he's gonna bounce one of these. I'm gonna lose one anyways, so... Yeah, that's fine. Now he's got nowhere to run. That means he has no bounce. Oh, he's gonna use the bounce later. Okay. This doubles, alright? It doesn't do anything after the doubling, but it doubles. And it does die to the nowhere to run. But it puts a lot of threat on board, so it forces him to think about stuff. $14? You can't kill me at 14. Max speed. He has a lot of lands. He wants to bounce his talent and his nowhere to run. Which means he's not bouncing anything I have. And if he plays his nowhere to run on the Mendicant Core, he can't really bounce anything else. The board's pretty scary here. Okay. That's 9 damage. That's no joke. What? Okay. Sound just went away. But let's see. He could You can't do anything, right? So it's 4, 9. Well, you can block the 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's only 11 damage, and I have nothing on board after that. No, wait, no, this is 4. You can't block this. So 4, 9. Oh, you can block this. So I don't have anything to pump the attacks. So let's just go in with all the necessary attacks. Do we keep back a Siren? What can he do next turn? I like this. It's gonna have to block the glyph. It doesn't block the glyph. Alright, well, I think I have enough for Affinity anyway, so let me draw a card. Hovership. That's what's up. Oh, that's a word. Let's take that off. Alright. I got one blocker. Sure. Just got 1 mana, he can't play anything. You can play that. So if I don't block, I would die, right? So that's kind of the idea. I'll have to block. But he dies. In the sky. You can keep the Siren in the sky. Well, this is already flying. So this is 4 damage, this is 3 damage. This doesn't do anything, right? It's not, like, menace or anything. So, here's a chump. Down to 2. Alright, well, okay, so let's see. We crew. So that's 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Right, he's got no mana. Pretty sure that's lethal here. Alright, we got there. GG! Yeah, stupid bounce deck. It's all about white weenies. They can't get over that many weenies, he dies. Alright, our opponent is the Funny Gecko. Are you that funny? So funny he gets to go first. Well, this hand is it's a keeper. It's a horrible hand, but I'm gonna keep it. Oh, and the glyph. Very interesting. Alright, well, let's get the Spyglass Siren out. We can fly over his stuff. Wow. Full control. Well, we know our opponent's a gamer. The thing, a lot of people wants to get the start the engine going. You don't have to do that. The way this deck works, or the way this card works, is that if you play it, you get your engine going already. And then when you attack, you get the extra one. See? There's no reason to get it going that fast. Novice Inspector. Look at our board. Innkeeper's Talent. Alright, very talented. Level 2. Couldn't get a land there, unfortunately. I guess we map. Wait. How many artifacts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is, okay, I only need 4. Doesn't matter. Still playing this. Map onto the Siren. Okay, no. Come on. Do I have to get flooded or mana screwed? Seems fair. This is the Innkeeper's Talent. Oh, they're gonna get Vrascut on us. This does not exile enchantments. We just die next turn. Alright, this is a game. go. No time like the present to do stuff. He's down to 2. Are we just down to dead? Missing a land on turn 3, right? That might be what killed us. Oh. No Vraska. Ah, GG. Okay, good. Tap land. Haha, suck it. GG. Okay, our opponent is the Menisro. Whatever, we'll go first. We got 1 tap land in the deck. We got it right here. Well, I mean, with Siren. We are going first. I don't think I can put away this hand. The question is, do I Anchorage turn 1? Do I Siren turn 1? A little bit more damage. If I draw another land that's not an Anchorage, I could still play it and I don't get punished as badly. But I doubt it. I doubt that's going to happen. I did! Okay. No, I still play this, right? Because then I can Glyph. Alright, did we just get hit by a temporary lockdown? Beanstalk. Alright, well, if he temporarily locks down, then he locks down his Beanstalk. Oh, cool. That's not a good draw. If only it was in my opener. What would he do next turn? Probably Overlord. So, getting damage in now. Yeah, what am I saying? I get damage in now, I can Glyph the other one too. I don't have time for Mendicant Core or a Memory Guardian. If only this was in the opener. Instead of maybe the Zoetic Glyph, you know, I'll take the Axe. Oh, a tap land. That's not great for them. He's got 2 mana. Force him to decide on one of these. Otherwise, he just died. Oh, he just died. Okay, GG. Well, you had 3 turns. I hope that was enough turns for you. Alright, our opponent is Cryuxis? I don't know. Cryxrus. You go first. We do go first. This hand is horrendous. Alright, got a mulligan, but can't get better. You're seriously making me go down to 5. Well, what does this do? We can Glyph the Mendicant. That's not great, right? The Reliquaries are dead cards because I don't have anything to put on. Alright, move down to 5. Move down to 5 it is. Oh, this feels real bad. Okay, we'll put away the land, and we'll put away the Voyage Home. And we're gonna pray that our deck does not make me want to cry. I already want to cry. Inspect! I mean, we're playing an Affinity deck. Going down the numbers on Affinity, going down number of cards in the opening with an Affinity is definitely terrible. Then they're red. Okay. Heartfire Hero. Very heroic. And I drew a land. Ah, well, Meta can? Yes, we can. I'm just gonna attack. He's not gonna block. Get my speed up. We're gonna have to race. Or we get Lightning Strike. Then I'd be sad. Lightning Helix, that would be way worse. I mean, we went on to 5. There was no way of getting out of that. Oh, he flies. Okay. Cool. You're gonna attack, right? Yeah, you're gonna attack. Of course you're gonna attack. Flying is scary, but not as scary as a 3-4 flying. Alright, can we win next turn? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, we can't. So I guess we have to block. He can pump the toughness over 3. So I don't know if that's entirely worth... Oh, he's already ruckusing, so we can't block. I guess it didn't matter there. Not double strike, right? That's what matters. Still got Monster's Rage. Still got Monster's Rage. Okay, well, I can't block that no matter what, so... This pumps the toughness, power by 1. This Glyph makes it so that I can deal a lot more damage. So we'll attack with this. We'll attack with the Mendicant Core. So that's 8. I'll hold back a tiny blocker. I'll hold back a tiny blocker. So we should be able to get over 4 damage with what he has. So, and this is basically down the wire. We went down to 5, and we didn't have much of an option. If I got a hovercraft, that would have been a lot more useful, but there's only 1 in the deck. He's going to fly even some more. Draw another card. 8. Alright, 1 more damage and I die. Let's see, have another damage. A land. Land probably gives him the damage, right? I can't imagine him not having the damage here. You never know. And the thing is, his toughness is over my board. Okay, that's... Yeah, take an hour for that. Why? Alright, our opponent is the MNTTKD. This guy's allergic to to vows. We go first with the Leyline Axe. Usually I keep that kind of hand. There you go, submit. Let's go Spyglass Siren. This costs 3. I don't have 3, but this costs 3. So let's see what we can do. Okay, Nesting Bot is pretty cool. Now it costs 2. I'm just gonna attack. We're going first with an insane hand. Is he just gonna keep his mana open? Oh, he's gonna kill my Leyline Axe. Can he? He doesn't kill the Leyline Axe, so that's good for me. I can Novice Inspector into Memory Guard into Memory Guard. That's insane. He's gonna counter this though. He doesn't counter this, which means that my Guardian costs 1. First Guardian. Second Guardian. Now I can attack. There's a spring-loaded Saw Blade. Whoop. That blade is cutting through. Big 1. Speed 3. Alright. 3 mana, what are you gonna do? Braided Net. Well, that makes sense. Braided Net definitely can tap down one of my creatures, so whatever I Leyline Axe, it gets tapped down. I don't want to waste my mana doing that. Let's get a Voyage Home. Draw 3 cards. Those are reasonable cards to draw, right? I'm gonna keep my mana open for another card draw. Maybe I do that. Yeah. It's gonna use his net on one of the Memory Guardians. Attack for 5. Iron Crag? Eggs. 5/4. Okay. It's funny, I can turn his Iron Crag into a creature which would lose Summoning Sickness. Well, not lose Summoning Sickness. Be affected by Summoning Sickness and lose mana ability. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm saying it's funny that I can. Okay, exile 1 of the Memory Guardian. I'll draw a card. Don't know if there's any way for me to get rid of the Assimilation Aegis. Unless I get my Dusk Reliquary, which obviously I'm not going to draw anymore now that the game looks like this. So we'll just Glyph. I think we Guardian first. Yeah, we'll Guardian first. In case he gets rid of my artifact somehow, right? And then we Glyph this guy. Now everyone, get in here! He's gonna tap the Glyph down. Max speed. Max speed it is. Down to 7. Not a lot of life. Can his artifact deck do anything? He's got his Memory Guardian. And now he's gonna Voyage Home. Cool. He's gonna go to 10, which is a lot of life. I can put the Leyline Axe on a tiny creature. Then he has to tap down a tiny creature instead of a big creature. So that's something. Or, hear me out here. Glyphs. You know? Glyph is good, but I mean, the Leyline Axe is even better, right? Okay, I guess GG. The stall tactic didn't work out, and they died. Alright, our opponent is the Hishiko. Okay. They're going first. We have cards. Not great cards, but I've seen worse hands, so. And now we got the 2 Dusk Reliquary, which is fun because I had to draw all of them or none of them. It's been like every game. Let's start with the Novice Inspector. No, let's start with the Nesting Bot. This card we want to attack. I feel like there's a decision here between the Nesting Bot and the Spyglass Siren. If I was going first, I'd probably play the Siren, but since I went second, and I drew lands, oh boy, okay, so I want to attack with the Nesting Bot. He probably wants to get rid of it. She'll just eat it. Cool. So I get the creature anyways. Now let's go to an island. And we play our 2 1-drops. And we have a lot of artifacts. As father. This is where we get caught back. Pest control. They're mana screwed? Them being mana screwed makes me happy. You don't know the amount of times I've been mana screwed in this deck, so you know. I'm gonna keep 1 mana open for the card draw. See what they do. Still nothing? Alright, we'll sack our clue. Draw an extra card. It feels like they have something. Oh god. They're mana screw, we're flooded. We don't have that many lands in this deck. I'm drawing all of them. So let's go. Turn card sideways. Go speed 3. Get the axe out. Soul Partition on the axe. Yeah, makes sense. It is a pretty scary axe. They got 3 lands. So what's happening here? With 3 lands. What is this? Until this leaves the battlefield? Oh, the Perilous... Oh god, this art looks so bad. Okay, so this is exile target creature. That's not a creature, so we just gotta get rid of it some other way. Let's get rid of it using the Dusk Reliquary. We'll sack the map. We can target the snare, and we can get the map back. We can play another axe. Take 2. No damage being dealt this game. I mean, they're at 12, but I felt like I didn't do any damage this whole game. Loren? Loren! They have a Loren here. Ruthless Negotiation. I guess I'd discard the Reliquary. I don't want to use a Reliquary on the Loren if I can avoid it, which I can. So... Hovercraft? Exile? Let's just use the map. Honestly, at this point, let's just use the map. Another axe! Okay. I don't even want that axe. To be honest, like I can't use it. Cantramos. Alright. Our opponent's rage quitting, even though we don't have cards in our hand. GG. Alright, our opponent is the Dark Glass. Well, would a piece of glass be able to go first? Yes. Even pieces of glass goes in front of me. There's a Leyline Axe. No new cards, but you know, that's fine. We don't need new cards where we're going. Let's get a Spyglass Siren going. So Floodfarm Verge right now are just white mana. Memory Guardian's pretty good. I can't activate it though, so Novice Inspector. I don't think it matters if I attack first or not. And now I'll attack with the Spyglass Siren. If he bounces the Siren, I play it again. I'm probably playing the case here though. Him keeping his mana open means that I don't want to turn any of these into a creature. Phantom Interference on a case? Okay. That's a lot of mana into nothing. 3 mana open. So is he gonna bounce one of my creatures? I don't want any of my creatures to get bounced, so to get inadvertently bounced. So let's go to the attack phase. Flip Pit Drowner. Cool, he has to drown one of these cards. I still don't think he's gonna block. He does block? Okay. Kills the Novice Inspector. Oh, he's even got a Shore Up. He is wasting a lot of cards on nothing on board here. He might think he got me, but it's, you know, marginal at best. I'm not going to use the mana because I want to Voyage Home, right? I mean, I'm not going to use the map because I want to Voyage Home. Alright. Nothing else? Lands. Cool. Do I Voyage first? I guess I Voyage first. Bon Voyage! Would you like to counter this? Three steps ahead. Cool. Did I put that on a Memory Guardian even? I don't think so. I can deal an extra damage, but you could just bounce the Memory Guardian. Then it costs me 3 to play it. Attack for 2. Vigilance damage. Alright, let's Leyline Axe on the Guardian. Yeah, we Leyline Axe on the Guardian. I think that's totally fine. Tidebinder the Leyline Axe? Oh boy. Does that stop it entirely? If it's an artifact, creature, or planeswalker, loses all abilities. Alright, so now my Leyline Axe has no ability, but I can still attack through. And I think I'm going to win this race in the long run. Put that on the Guardian, see if we can make it bigger. I should have done it first. Meta can't. Yes, we can. Alright, well, it's gonna die to whatever it is on board, but it's doing stuff. Attack with the Tidebinder. Huh. Interesting play here. Let's go for the attack. I'm not even starting my speed, just I want to see what he does. Another Tidebinder? What is it going to do? What's it going to Tidebind? I have nothing else going on. Is he just going to block? Block the Novice Inspector? Okay. I mean, our opponent must think they're very smart, like catching me off guard with the Tidebinder, of all things. But all they've killed is 2 Novice Inspectors, so I'm okay with that. They're just gonna go out and swing again? Do they have just a bunch of Tidebinders in hand? That turns my Leyline Axe back on. Did you think about that? Let me draw a card. What am I gonna draw? I'm already out of artifacts. That's how crazy it is. So with 2 artifacts on board, this will cost 3 to play. Right? Dusk Rose Reliquary. Don't think I want to do that to any of his cards, so... Does he have another Tidebinder? Swear to God. Do you have another Tidebinder? Okay, not yet. That definitely has something, right? Something's going on. Return creature. Ah, okay. So that's what's going on. Return this back to my hand. Memory Guardians back up. This is a weird merfolk-y deck. They're all coming in. Like there's a Lord effect? Is that what's going on? If I block? No, I don't block, right? Even if there's a Lord effect, it doesn't kill me. There's a Lord effect. I mean, I could have blocked the 3/3 to be fair. Let's play the Dusk Rose Reliquary first. What's the last card they have, right? Let's take out their Lord. So they have something. Nope, they didn't have anything. Are they just doing it for fun? I was thinking way too hard. Also, I think I misplayed the turn before where I could have blocked the Harbinger. I just didn't think about it. I just didn't block at all. But yeah, even with the Lord effect, it would have been a 3/3. Didn't matter. Still got it. Alright, our opponent is Sonoki Collector. Sonoki also goes first. Still Voyage Home opening hand. You know, if I can get Leyline Axe opening hand, I'd be happy, but it's been Voyage Home opening hand every game. There's 4 of each. To be fair. Yes. I'm too tilted. I'm too tilted to play this game. So I'm off 1 damage. Might not be the end of the world, but it's still not fun to be off 1 damage. Leyline Axe. Cool. Don't think they're going to remove my Spyglass Sirens here. Get the case. The case will be solved this turn. You get a Memory Guardian down, you can draw your card. Your precious, precious card. Draw a card on his turn. Oh, he doesn't have the land. I think he drew it. Or no, he's just going to cut one of these down. Cool. You can definitely do that. I'm just going to put down the axe. Put the threat on. And our Voyage Home only costs 2. Alright, I guess this is a throw from our opponent. Nothing's going to happen in this game because he's not drawing cards. Oh, he's scrying. I thought it was he's not drawing lands, is what I'm saying. Day of Judgment? Holding his mana open, that's interesting. If that's the case, I'm going to Voyage Home first. Draw 3 cards. We'll get the Nesting Bog going, which will turn on our... aggro, right? I want to get the Nesting Bog going anyways. Equipping Leyline Axe is definitely bad, because keeping 4 mana open for removal. So I want to get the Start Your Engine going. That's what I'm trying to say. There's the end. Okay. Can I sack this in response somehow? No, I cannot. The end's my Memory Guardian. Cool. Good for them. Gives me another card draw. Alright, now what do I want to do? Do I want to Inspector or do I want a Mendicant Core? I can take out their Maze Mind Tome, but is that? I don't think that's worth it. This is a 6/3. It's a lot. They have to answer that too. Alright, they're using up all of their counters just to scry to gain the 4 life, but Leyline Axe can make short work of that. They can see the Dusk Rose Reliquary. They have another Maze Mind Tome, which means that they're on 2 mana. Cool. Only on 2 mana, you say. I could make the Nesting Bot deal 4 damage this turn. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. Actually, I made a mistake. Oh well. I was gonna map the Nesting Bot. I'm pretty sure he will kill the Nesting Bot. Anoint. Can sack in response. Clever. Still takes 5, that's a lot. And then we Novice Inspector. And I think we can use one of the maps on the Siren. It's going to be a land? They're going to scry with their Maze Mind Tome. To the bottom. Another Leyline Axe. I don't want a second Leyline Axe. It's too much mana. It's already a mana sink as is. Okay, the demo field. Do they have a creature they would like to play? Because right now it doesn't seem like much. Right, that's something. What is he going to exile? Our Mendicant? Our Voyage Home. Cool. That makes some sense. It's got 1 mana. Could be another cut down. So, yeah. They're kind of hitting the perfect cards, aren't they? Let's put it on the Clue token. Don't think I want to map this. And I do want to play the Reliquary, so that's good. We'll sack this. To exile the Maze Mind Tome. He knows what we're doing, so he's scrying right now. Keeps that to the top. If I can get an untapped land here, right? That's really all I need. If I can get an untapped land, I can use that, turn into Falcon, and then equip the Leyline Axe onto it. I do need an untapped land. Deadly Cover-Up. He's probably going to remove the Glyph. The Glyph's not in the graveyard yet. So, he can get the Mendicant Core. I think that's what he tries for. You got it. I don't really want to draw that anyways. I want to draw a land, but see if I can get there. Novice Inspector. And that's not a land, unfortunately. So what do we do here? I can equip the Leyline Axe onto the Novice Inspector. That's 4. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 damage. You know, 4 damage is not 0, so let's keep putting the pressure on. Also put out a bot. How many more deadly cover-ups would you have, huh? Well, I guess that's a lot, but we still get a 1-1. You tap your whole board. Haha, GG. Should have thought of the process. Did not work for them. That was a cheap play. That whole deck is teched against our deck. Just all removal, artifact removals, everything. They still couldn't beat us because they are not good at Magic. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all of those robot games, how does this deck feel? Obviously, it's not as good as the old Affinity deck, Maraudon, because that deck was busted, right? That deck has a bunch of 0 mana artifacts and 0 mana producers like Moxes, and then it has Thoughtcast, which is a 1 mana draw 2. So broken deck all around. But this deck, in the current standard, I guess it can put up a fight. I did lose a buttload of games against Red. That's why I started, slotting in Shelter by Ghost. And even then, still, I feel like today, Arena has been really pushing my luck because I've basically drawn all of this, every single opener, and none of these that I want to draw in the opener, and then lose all of those games, right? So every time you draw this half of the deck, you'll lose every game. And if you draw this half of the deck in the early game, you'll win those games. That's kind of the unfortunate thing about this deck. But, when you play an aggro deck, an aggro slanted combo deck, sort of, this is what you have to put up with. Now, there probably are some alterations and fixes that I can make, and I like Leyline Axe, but I think 4 might be too much because it's good. It's great opening hand, but if you draw on turn 1 and on, it feels terrible. So maybe we'll go down to 3. There's no discard in this deck, so there's no way for us to loot away and draw a different card, and Leyline Axe a lot of times are dead draws. So it's kind of a go big or go home sort of card. I think we run 3 off, it should be enough. I want to have more Shelter by Ghost. Shelter by Ghost would have been so useful, and one of the best thing about this deck is that we could turn our Dusk Reliquary into a creature with Case or with Zoetic Glyphs. Once we do, it becomes a warded up creature, and if we put a Shelter by Ghost, it becomes double warded creature, right? A double warded creature that also at least has 4 toughness here and 4 toughness here, so it doesn't die immediately to nowhere to run. So I think that would make this deck a lot stronger. Another card that I absolutely hated today was Voyage Home. I was fooled by this card. It looks so good. It looks like a new Thoughtcast, a 2 mana draw 3, gain 3 life, but it's not. And unlike a Thoughtcast, it doesn't cost 1 mana. It costs at least 2 mana, which means that it takes a while to cast, right? You don't want to cast this on turn 2, even if you can somehow get all the Leyline Axe out so you can cast on turn 2. You don't want to have to do that, mainly because, well, that's taking your turn 2 off on an aggro deck. But what's worse is that it gets clogged up in your opening hand. And I lost a lot of games because, I'm opening, I have 2 or 3 Voyage Home. I mulligan, I draw another 2 or 3, and I want to quit the game right there. So I think Voyage Home has to go down. Now for this deck, this is not the Simulacrum deck. So I think we have to go down to maybe 2. Voyage Home is enough. 4 is too much, right? So I think I need to have more aggro cards, so maybe 4 cases just to have more aggressive sleds in the early game. So 3 Leyline, 3 Shelter, 2 Voyage Home, 4 cases. I think that would be the next time I would run this deck. But again, I'm not fine-tuning this deck yet. This deck, there's a lot of Affinity players that love this kind of combo that they're going to try to fine-tune. And this is just the version I ran today. I Definitely do not think this is the best version. It's nowhere near the best version, as I've probably lost about 50% of the games. But it's still a version that's pretty fun to play, especially when you hit it off. If you're able to get Leyline Axe turn 1 and get your 1-drop, 2-drops in and somehow equip an axe onto the Mendicant Core without any interaction from your opponent, well, guess what? You're winning that game. So that is what we hope to do. And yeah, I kind of pulled off in one or two games, but most of the game is just a grind to the finish. So if you like that kind of style, you can try out this deck as well. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.